One of the best software companies out there is Soundtoys. They create incredible plugins that really just take your music to the next level. But why are we talking about Soundtoys plugins? What do they do that's so special? That can be summed up really well with one word, and that's analog. They really make your otherwise digital, kind of flat-sounding music come to life with analog warmth and character. They also give you a lot of creative tools to elevate your sound design and just make your mixes really come to life. And don't just take it from me. Take it from artists like Zed, Clean Bandit, or even Odessa, and mixing engineers like Mike Dean, who has credits with Kanye West and Travis Scott, or even Tom Elmhurst, who's mixed records for Adele, Amy Winehouse, and Florence and the Machine. Bottom line is that they use Soundtoys plugins, and you should too. So I want to go over the 7 best Soundtoys plugins and how I use them. Number 1 is the Decapitator, which is my favorite Soundtoys plugin. It's a saturation and distortion plugin that can just add so much character and analog vibe to your sounds. You can literally put this on anything. I love using it on drums in particular because it can really add that hi-fi spice to the top end of your drums. The most important thing to note is the style modes, A, E, N, T, and P. These are great for shaping really unique characteristics for the saturation of the Decapitator. So for drums, I like to use the E setting, and I increase the drive amount to get that flavor I want, and increase some of the tone amount to bring out that brightness. Let's take a listen to before and after. You can really hear how the Decapitator drives any sound you feed through it and gives it that really nice analog tape vibe. And remember, there's a ton of different styles and a ton of ways you can route this plugin, whether that's directly on your channel or in parallel. You can even use the mix knob to make this a dry-wet effect. There are tons and tons of things you can do with the Decapitator. Do not sleep on it. Next, we have Little Alter Boy. Little Alter Boy is one of the most powerful plugins for how simple it is. It's a voice manipulation plugin that allows you to change the pitch and formants of any audio, and because you can use it on any audio, it doesn't have to be used for voices. However, it sounds incredible on the human voice. Now, rather than kind of tell you exactly how I use it, because frankly, there's just so many ways you can use it, I just kind of want to play some audio and show you what the features do so you can really hear how powerful it is. I'm going to be pitching audio up and down using the pitch knob right here, changing the formant of that audio, which allows you to kind of get that throaty sound versus the chipmunky vibe. I'm also going to mess with the drive knob, which is actually the same drive as that's in the Decapitator. So this kind of gives you a little bit more push and sauce. And then you have the mix knob, which allows you to blend the signal in dry-wet. There's also 3 modes: transpose, which is going to give you the most traditional pitching sound, quantize, and robot. And these modes kind of just change the tonality of the formatting and the pitching, so we can play with that too. Let's just listen to this audio being looped around and messing with all the parameters.
Could we just lay still? 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 Could we just lay still?
So you can see there's just so many ways you can use this plugin to create harmonies, to create awesome drop vocals, pitched up, pitched down, whatever you want to do. There's tons and tons and tons of things you can do to manipulate your vocals or any audio that you feed through Little Alter Boy. Number 3, we have Echoboy, which is an analog echo processor, better known as a delay. I literally reach for no other delay when I need a delay effect in my music because Echoboy is that good. There's 4 different modes with Echoboy: single echo, dual echo, ping pong, and rhythmic echo. They're all super easy to use and have a lot of cool features. And on top of that, you have this style editor, which allows you to change the overall shape and tone of the echo signal. Similar with Little Altar Boy, there's just so many ways you can use this plugin. So rather than kind of going through an A-B, I'm just going to have it loop through a cool synth pattern and start playing with all the different types of echoes. Let's take a listen to what that sounds like. So you can really hear just how crazy this plugin is, spending a little time messing with the type of delay sound you want, different styles, maybe saturating that delay sound a bit, messing with the groove of the sound. These are all really simple things you can do to get that perfect delay effect. And what's really awesome about Echoboy is that there are a ton of awesome presets that you can use as starting points. So whether you're throwing this on a vocal, a guitar, drums, anything you want, you can get an awesome, awesome effect. Let's listen to some of the guitar presets on this ARP sound. Really, really cool. Next, number 4, we have Panman, which is an amazing rhythmic panner. For anyone who's looking to spice up their mixes and introduce movement, this is an awesome quick tool to do that. I love using it on percussion, especially hi-hats, because it allows me to move my hi-hat around away from the kick and the snare so that I have a lot of space in my mix. The interface is pretty straightforward. You have the ability to change the width of the panning, how smooth the panning happens from left to right, as well as where it starts and how you actually want to pan, whether that's with an LFO or some sort of rhythmic shape. My favorite setup is to use a rhythmic shape so that it happens in time, and then I can just adjust the width for how much I want the signal to bounce back and forth. You can even adjust the actual rhythm amount here so that you're not doing it too fast or too slow. I like doing half notes a lot of times because that'll make my hi-hat bounce from left to right in rhythm. Let's listen to what this hi-hat loop sounds like before and after using Panman. You can really hear how that brings your percussion to life, moves it out of the way, and introduces really awesome movement to an otherwise stale mix. Number 5, we have Microshift. Microshift is an awesome stereo enhancement plugin that really can take any sound that's more mono or down the middle and widen it up really dramatically. This is an awesome mixing tool to get things out of the center of your mix to make space for things like lead vocals and synths and drums. The interface is pretty straightforward. You have 3 styles, 1, 2, and 3. And for each style, you have the ability to adjust the actual effects, dry, wet. You can focus the frequency range on which the effect actually takes place. And then you can adjust the unison layers and detune them and tighten or loosen them to make the effect more dramatic. Let's take a listen to what this sounds like on a pretty centered key loop, how we can widen the sound and really dial in a cool, thickened version of it. So you can really hear how awesome this does at moving the sound off to the sides. Very similar to something like a Haas effect, but it does it in a really creative way that has a nice analog flavor to it. Number 6, we have the Tremolator, which is a rhythmic amplitude modulation plugin. It's basically like Sidechain or plugins like LFO Tool, and it allows you to make a sound pump up and down in volume to create a really cool rhythm. It's a super straightforward interface. You're allowed to adjust pretty much everything you want to create the exact rhythm that you want. But what's really unique about it is it has these shape presets that really give the tonality of the pumping something special that's different from just normal volume automation or something like a sidechain compressor. There's obviously the ability as well to adjust the groove of the pumping if something is rushing or dragging when it pumps, as well as actually adjusting the rate so that it's either sunk with the tempo of your track or free. Let's listen to what it sounds like on a cool keys loop introducing Tremolator to create some rhythmic pumping. So you can really hear how limitless this is with creating cool rhythms, especially if you unsync the rate and kind of automate the range of that. Really, really awesome results. You can use this for sound design as well as just introducing cool rhythms into your tracks. I highly, highly, highly recommend using it on anything musical to spice up the rhythm. And finally, number 7, we have the Crystallizer, which is a granular echo synthesizer. This is definitely Soundtoys' craziest plugin in terms of sound design capabilities, and it's really, really complicated to understand what's actually going on under the hood. The basic idea here is that this is a granular echo plugin. So it's a kind of a combination of granular synthesis and Echoboy. But what ends up happening is you just get these crazy sound design results that you really can't explain other than just listening to them. What I like to do is pull this up on a sound that I feel like is somewhat simple and mess around with the presets until I find some cool, interesting sound design results. Let's take a listen to this on a cool ARP sound that I created. So you can really hear some cool sound design effects, and again, it's pretty sporadic and random, and there isn't an exact method that I would recommend diving in, other than just checking out the presets, moving some knobs around whenever you have a sound that's pretty straightforward and interesting to get really, really cool results. Using these 7 awesome Soundtoys plugins really helps you unlock the full power of what Soundtoys is capable of and can get your projects sounding much more professional, much more analog and warm, and at the end of the day, make your music just that much better. Be sure to check out our workshops, resources, learning guides, and sample packs by clicking the link in the comments, and be sure to check out our free videos as well.